Well, welcome back to Führerreich. So, we are still fighting our war against Austria, and I've noticed something dreadful. Let's unpause and just have a look at what happens. Right, so our fuel is not looking great, and I had a feeling... Oh, wait, hold on. Are they strategic... they're strat-bombing me, aren't they? No, wait. Caproni, CA-101, what kind of plane is that? Ground missions. What are you doing? I guess we'll have to activate some intercept missions here. But yeah, I was about to say, I had a look at the fuel, the fuel consumption, and wasn't looking good, and I thought maybe it has something to do with all these missions we've got running. I thought maybe the missions aren't going to be active unless there's something happening in a region, but apparently I think the air superiority missions are active at all times. So I disabled every mission that we don't need, like air mission, and now we only have this one and this one. So that should give us some longer life on that oil there. I'm also going to, let's see, do we need to even upgrade our radar installations? This would be good for reaching the Alps. This would reach the Alps slightly as well. I don't think we actually need to upgrade our radar yet. Yeah, we've got decent coverage for now. I think we'll go for something like another synthetic refinery for that terrible, terrible oil situation, and we'll go for... Let's have a look at our military equipment. We have way too much infantry equipment, we don't need any more factories for that. Though we could use a lot for the light tanks. Are we still producing light tanks? Yes, we are. Yeah, we need more light tank production. Let's make some more military factories then. Also, I mentioned it last time, and I'm going to mention it again in the beginning of the episode because I think a lot of people don't catch it. The flag that I used in the thumbnail was made by BobbertCanuck, and he is in the Discord. He's sharing a bunch of custom flags that he's made, so I just asked him if he could make a better one for this, because I don't like this flag. Like for the thumbnail. This flag was very, very, ill-suited for the thumbnail. Because of the dimensions of it and such. And yeah, so he made it, and I'm very thankful. And if you have like stuff that you make and that you share, or that you're willing to share, please join the Discord and share whatever you're making, whatever it may be, because that kind of stuff always is interesting and always a joy to see. Also, even if you don't have something to share, just if you want to see the stuff that other people are sharing, or if you just want to join in on the conversations. The link is in the description down below. Support equipment regulations. Yes. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this isn't... the soft attack there is really good. Actually, how does reliability actually impact infantry equipment? I have no clue. Oh, dude, the towed artillery, though, is really, really good. That lowers the production efficiency cap. Let's hold off on these laws which are meant to improve the well-being of our people a little bit, and focus on the war. The training time there would be good. Lowers the research speed. We'll wait with this one, military support roles for German youth, until later on in the game, when we've got more stuff researched. I'm actually, like, game mechanically, this mod is amazing, because I love these focus, choices here that are actually trade-offs, and not just, you know, you just get something. Like, look at this, there are so many interesting focus trees that are actual, you know, dilemmas. I am a big fan. Yeah, let's go extensive conscription, let's then do the new Wehrmacht, and then start the total war, and just start gobbling up all the nations around us, and also Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. So that's the thing. We still can use the same existing plan here, where we the Kampfregimenter needs a general. Let's put Küchler. Wait, his name is Küchler? I thought it was or Küchler, or dude, I can't pronounce that name. I thought it was Küchler or something like that. I might have been misreading his name for forever, or they might have misspelled it. Let's put Schultz in charge over there, and let's actually set up the plan for the Panzergruppe A. I tend to like fall in and out of trying to pronounce stuff properly. Like I just said, Panzergruppe, like very like Americanized pronunciation of the German word. Apologies for that if you are a native German speaker, which I know there are quite a few of who watch my channel who are. Apologies for butchering a language. Anti-tank emplacements, what does that do? Okay, so they get research bonus for anti-tank. Let's have a look at their focus tree, because it actually looks kind of interesting. Dude, imagine if, like, if Führerreich keeps getting content, this could be a regularly featured mod on the channel. Someone did suggest I play the Soviet Union. Their focus tree, while not bad, is kind of, I don't know, it seems shallow. It doesn't seem to have a lot of choices and dilemmas. Like, it's this, which is, you know, that's just doctrine, that's usual for every focus tree. All the dilemmas are in the doctrine stuff, which I'm not a huge fan of. Swedish one is even, dude, the Swedish one is much bigger than the Soviet focus tree. Someone mentioned playing, was it Turkey in Führerreich, or was it Turkey in Kaiserreich? Oh, I mean, Kaiserreich would be the Ottoman Empire, so I'm guessing they asked me to play Turkey in Führerreich. Which I definitely could do. It's got some good choices and stuff. Though the ones that interest me the most right now, just looking at them, France looks really interesting, and also... yeah, this one looks like it's got a bunch of choices as well. Military junta. Like, imagine military dictatorship in the British, well, in Britain. Imperial burdens, or the empire stands alone. That's some cool stuff. The US one is not boring, but it seems very... oh, integrate Puerto Rico. It seems very like, you know, choose your president, and then also... oh yeah, of course, wait, they need to add a space there, but also, of course, this is an alternate history world based on Kaiserreich, so of course Huey Long doesn't get shot. And he looks to be a social democrat in this this mod, which is an interesting interpretation, I suppose. Can you guys please just surrender already? I want to take this is Innsbruck, right? Yeah, I want to take Innsbruck. They have a lot of troops on a very narrow front full of mountains, and that makes this a very, very hard place to take. Alright, let's pin these guys. Though, as you can see, we are still wearing down their arms and manpower supply. 0 manpower still. Richard Steyler. Heimat, or Heimatblock. That's like the home, or like the home front, I guess, kind of connotation. That's a new army. So that would be the 4th army. And the color we have not yet used is green. Let's do a darker green. There we go. Are we doing... Yeah, we're doing 4 and then dot. Because we're using the German word for army, which, I don't know how Germans actually, oh, no, actually I do know, because they do 4 and then E on the shorthand for that stuff. Actually, dark green was a mistake, because now I can't tell which ones are in an army and which aren't. Let's do light green. Much better. There we go. So who should lead this army? Got so many tank boys. Schwerpunkt, nice. We need some Stuhlplage. Could go with him. Willi Rohr. Oh, this guy. Von Reichenau. He is good. Oh. Did not mean to add von Stefani. Dude, we have so many generals. We can create... oh, let's grab Schmidt. We can create a massive, massive army full of just corps and corps instead of actual, like, armies. Like, if you... like, this right now is a core strength, so technically this would use icons that are... Or... Actually, we're not using the NATO icons now, but in NATO... Oh, shit, we are using the NATO icons. I left those on accidentally. Well, my bad once again. I've just gotten so used to them. I know that there are some people that prefer the NATO icons. I do. But, I thought I might as well leave them on and see what people think. Let's do Panzer Expert for this guy. Nothing for him, and von Bayern. He's got Mountaineer, which is great. Nothing there. Let's set our free military factory up for production so that we don't waste it. We've got way more anti-tank than we need. We're starting to get enough planes. Let's focus on... Actually, no, yeah, we need more guns and support equipment. Not like small arms, because we have a pretty decent stockpile of that. Land Doctrine, of course, and... Panzer IV is a little bit off. We have no ahead of time research there, so we're gonna leave that. We're gonna upgrade our mountain infantry because we're fighting in mountains. We gotta watch out for these guys who are trying to reinforce over here in Innsbruck. I don't think it's necessarily going to be a problem. Somehow they are getting reinforcements, and I think those are coming from the back line here, which we can't see. Because I haven't seen them move, like, right to... Well, I'm seeing it now. I was about to say, I haven't seen them move right to left, but now they're doing it. Guess they have been, and I just haven't caught it. So should we make some forts? I think we should, but I'm not sure where. We probably won't need any forts against Poland, at least not in the... at least not yet. I'm thinking we'll build up forts against the Soviet Union when we get that far. France would be a valid target for forts. Though I do think we're going to roll over France, because our army is quite a lot more stronger than theirs. In fact, I'll set up a... yeah, we don't want to get a fort line here. We want to get the fort line on the river, like this. So what's the focus that gives us the fort construction? That is... new bunkers. It only takes 35 days. I'm going to grab that one. Which is going to increase the speed at which those forts are built, so that we don't use so much time on that. And then start building a couple more forts, I think. Maybe up here, by the Dutch border. The idea is to... and also, sorry, coastal forts, we need those. The idea is to prepare ourselves in case we need to be on the defensive. I don't like to plan for the eventuality of defeat, or the eventuality of not winning, because then you start, like, investing a bunch of resources into a circumstance that you should be avoiding to begin with. But you should always, I guess, have a fallback plan. This is cool. Service propaganda, but we should go for... oh, war bonds is cool. Oh, that is actually very good, and it only takes 50 political power. The max political power seems to be 500 in this mod, unlike Führerreich, where it's much higher. At least here you have some things to spend it on, which I should have been doing. Because I'm, again, unfamiliar with this mod. Yeah, let's take some of these events and just get free factories, I guess. And let's see. We're not researching fighters yet, so we don't need the fighter manufacturer. Oh, actually, no, we are researching it very soon, so we're going to grab a fighter manufacturer. I'm thinking Messerschmitt, because that's a good one in the base game. Air defense, reliability, and max speed. Makes for really good fighters, and I doubt we're going to have a need for long-range fighters. Unlike like when you're playing, for example, America, you need long-range fighters to reach a bunch of Pacific islands, to reach like sea zones and stuff like that, and also to just reach across the United States, which is huge. Here we'll expect to have a bit more, or a few more air bases and stuff, so we won't really need the short-range fighters. So I'm going to go for, or we won't need the long-range fighters, so I'm going to go for this stuff, which just improves the effectiveness. Some, actually this one reduces production speed, or production cost, I mean. That's a tough one, actually. I'm gonna go for quality over quantity. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that, because we might not have immense manpower, and keeping the fighters in the air costs manpower. I was expecting to see a fighter manufacturer that gives range, but apparently we don't have that. But yeah, I'm gonna focus on just, like, quality and ability to fight for pretty much everything. And I'll focus on speed, I believe, for the tanks. Yeah, this stuff is still... still not getting a lot done here. Though technically you can tell it is only a matter of time, because you can see their manpower has still not gone up, and they are still losing manpower in the field here. This is not the way you want to fight wars, but given the terrain, we don't have a lot of options, I don't think. What we could do is try to pin them across the line and then try to Schwerpunkt to one point. But I don't know, dude. Let's see, we've got, who do we have here? We've got this army, not this army. Republic of Paraguay and Bolivia Suyu. That's this. Oh yeah, the one with the interesting flag. Alright, let's activate all plans here. And by that, activate the one plan. It's going to take a lot of our manpower and guns. Like, we're going to waste a lot of that. But I want this war to be over as soon as possible so that we can focus on the next war. Let's do the thing we were originally doing, new Wehrmacht. Army experience gain and division recovery rate. So we can either annex Austria, and the only thing we need to do that is oh yeah, we only need to hold Vienna in order to do that. Huh. I'm thinking that we might be able to, just because of that thing there, if I'm reading this correctly, you only need to hold Vienna to do an event which automatically annexes Austria, or actually owns, yeah, no, it says owns, so we need to own it, we don't need to occupy, or we need to, yeah, we need to own it fully, I guess, and not just occupy it. That's my bad, if I'm now interpreting it correctly, which I might not have been earlier. In which case, the plan I was thinking of doing there, which was a power drop into these air bases here, and then an attack on Vienna, would probably not work. The reason I would power drop onto the air bases first is because Vienna might have someone guarding it, which means that the paratroopers would drop right into an enemy division, which is generally not a good idea. What I can do though, if I power drop them here, I could potentially, if these tiles were unguarded, I could take those and then cut off supplies to these guys, because supplies flow out from the capital in Hydra 1.4, which is kind of a stupid thing, but that's how it works. And then I could, to hold those tiles, I could ferry in supplies using passenger planes, or like transport planes, to those paratroopers. Which, speaking of which, we might want to start creating those, because those take a long time to make. Here we got the MP38. Let's get that started. Let's take it slow for the first, or like for the, yeah, the first bit here. Just one line here until that builds up, and then add onto it. Subsequently, add more factories as production efficiency increases. Those forts were constructed awfully quickly. Actually, we'll make forts here, because like here as well, because this is also on the river. I want to put the forts on a place that I want to defend anyways. And generally, you want to defend major rivers like this because of the river crossing penalty when you attack across it. Building forts here would be kind of silly, because the idea is going to be to immediately rush this and control these forts anyways. To which end, we'll probably position our panzers on this and rush down towards the river by Köln. If we can, we'll try to cross the river, because I don't see any forts on the other side of the river, and then try to make this our, like, the entry point for our invasion. Possibly go through Belgium as well, because yeah, Leopold III. We'll possibly try to go through Belgium as well. just because that makes things a bit more convenient. They do still have forts here, and I'm guessing they probably still have forts here, but knowing the Maginot Line, it is weaker, unless... Yeah, it is weaker towards Belgium than it is towards Germany. Now, that's actually a minor criticism I have in this game. Or in this mod, rather. There is no justification for the Maginot Line being weaker towards Belgium in this universe. Unless the French straight up didn't bother to reinforce it. Which they could have, or, you know, for financial reasons, chose not to. The real-life reason for the Maginot Line being the strongest on the border against Germany was to force the Germans to go through neutral Belgium. And by going through neutral Belgium, they would immediately call in or bring Britain into the war. So essentially, the French set up their defenses in such a way to force the Germans to force the British to take a stance on the matter. There's this meme about, like, you know, the French built this massive fortification and the Germans just went around it. Yes, that is the entire point. The French built their massive fortification and it actually performed its job perfectly. Alright, let's see. Because in the end, like, fortifications, their job, in a sense, is to make it so that attacking a position is untenable, and then direct someone to attack a different position. In a strategic sense. In a tactical sense, a fortification's job is, of course, to keep someone from being able to take a fortified position, like to make a fortified position more defensible. But in a strategic perspective, you can't fortify everything, so you fortify the stuff you want them to not attack, and you leave the stuff you want them to attack open, and then you prepare to either defend that or to use that in such a way that you can bait the enemy into a trap. So Belgium was a trap for the Germans, and the Germans were well aware of it. At least I'm talking about the First World War here. And, I mean, to an extent, the Second World War, but then they were like, well, we gotta go through Belgium, or we gotta go through the Netherlands and Belgium, and the Germans were like, yeah, why not both? Again, that's an oversimplification, and I'm kind of joking there. There's more to it than that, but I don't know enough of the specifics to be able to talk about it in any meaningful capacity without accidentally being ignorant. Which I might be anyways, when I talk about stuff that I do know something about. But then again, that is the problem, or the danger of public speaking. Which I suppose this is. No, we're not going to need that radar. We're in 1940. We should be expecting a war with France at any moment. Let's start our Denmark. Yeah, let's start bullying Denmark. We've got an army here that's almost ready for that. Let's set them up. We can spare some tanks, because we're not going to be fighting the Poles yet. Let's remove this and position the panzers on the Danish border. And let's bully the Danes. Dude, as a Norwegian, you have no idea how good this feels. Where are you? There you are. The fate of Denmark. Start. How many days? Okay, so once that reaches like 20, I'm gonna stop the exercise. And we'll let these guys get their organization back up. Modify government. Let's see. If anything, in terms of... oh, we can actually get 2 fighter manufacturers. You know what? Yeah, why not? I'm gonna go with 2, and then I'm going to research the fighter, and then I'm gonna swap both of those over towards submarine-centric stuff, and then research the next submarine, and then, you know, swap it over to something else. Because that stuff gets applied whenever you research something, like when you finish the research, not when you start it, so you can actually apply it mid-research, and it'll still work. Oh yeah, also, I probably should have done this. Let's transfer some of these to a new theater and call it the Scandinavian Theater. There we go. And let's actually give them a field marshal, because we have plenty of generals to pick between. Let's put a Günther von Kluge on top of that, because he's got the Panzer thing as well. And let's give him Charismatic. In terms of symbol, let's see, what do we got here? We can put, use the 6th Army Group here. This would be the Heeresgruppe. Is North? Is that just N-O-R-D? In German? This? I think it is, but I might be wrong. Spelling might be different as well. In Dutch, I believe it's with 2 O's. And in Norwegian, it's in just 1 O, like I just wrote it out. We probably don't need that many more panzers. Let's make 1 more line, and then actually let's start the medium panzer divisions. And we're going to want 8 of those in total, I think. Denmark refuses to submit. We will be in Copenhagen by the end of the week. In real life, I believe the invasion of Denmark took less than 24 hours in 1940. We are actually, we're into the 22nd of March, so if we wait just a few more weeks, we can do the historical invasion. In real life, it happened on the 9th of April. This was the date at which the Germans invaded both Denmark and Norway. These guys are not assigned to anyone, so I'm going to assign them over here. But shit, that's a Stuka, actually. We're not going to assign them. Let's assign this one to these guys. The French haven't gotten involved, which I'm... Wait, experimental helicopters, what the fuck? Yo, excuse me? Where's that? It's gotta be under the air stuff, right? Also, we are so much over time, like way over time. Yo, I gotta see what that is, though. That seems so interesting. Where is it? I might have just zipped past it several times, and everyone in the comments like, dude, you are blind. Okay, there we are. Okay, so it's just air doctrine. Never mind. I was hoping there was some like cool mechanic that, I don't know. Imagine if they had like faster air transports because they got helicopters with them. Like lower range but faster or something. I don't know. Or like more versatile. Are those? Yeah, those are ours, right? Yeah. Because they look like the BF-109 with a yellow. The United States declared war on the Republic of Panama. I want to start the invasion on the 9th of April. I'm sorry. I gotta though. Let's see, what else do we go for here? Who else can we bully? We can bully... ban the Danes from Holstein politics. This stuff seems just not good right now. Oh shit, we can build the west wall. Yeah, we should do this and also get on the British strategy. This stuff may spark French intervention. This will not fortify the Romanian border. That's Moldova and stuff, so that's against... Against whom? So that's over here then. And here, so they gain forts and stuff. Okay, yeah, that's up against Ukraine. That's a good and admirable thing to do. Though, let's get an alliance with Sweden. Alright, well, that should be the end of the episode. We are going to wait until the 9th of April before we rush into Denmark. Thank you so much for watching. This one went way over time, I'm sorry for that. Some of you might appreciate it though. Once again, I've mentioned it earlier in the episode, Discord, link in the description down below. Come hang out. Twitch, also, I stream every now and then. Stream a bunch of variety of stuff, not just Hot Fun 4. And also... Patreon, if you would like to support me financially, you don't have to, it's only $1 a month, or above. You can give however much or however little you want, the lowest amount being $1, of course. And finally, my Twitter, where I shitpost, is also in the description down below. At inept Fredda or something, because Fredda was taken, and it's been taken fucking everywhere. So, you know, fuck me, right? Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.